Good evening, and welcome to Moonlight Whispers. Close your eyes, let the world fall quiet, and if you're lucky, you just might find it. A little bakery, nestled between midnight and morning. It doesn't exist on any map, but sometimes, if your heart is heavy enough, or your feet too tired from saving the world, it appears just for you. So settle in, let the noise fade, and let the story begin. The Midnight Bakery. The door appears first, a worn wooden archway glowing faintly, surrounded by mist. You push it open, and you're met with a warmth, a golden light, and the scent of cinnamon, cardamom, and childhood. The shelves are filled with pastries that shimmer slightly, almost like they're remembering something. A tart for the brokenhearted, a roll for those running from fate, a cup of tea that never runs out and never lets you feel empty. There's always a baker behind the counter, but who they are depends on who you need. Tonight, a quiet woman with hair like moonlight and eyes that seem to know. Her smile is the kind you don't see. You feel it, like a familiar lullaby in a forgotten language. And she asks you the only question that matters. What kind of tired are you? You don't answer right away, but the bakery understands. And as you look around, you realize you aren't the only one who's wandered in tonight. In the corner, a girl in a red scarf stares into her tea, quietly humming a tune that saved a city once. By the window, a boy with windswept hair sketches monsters in a notebook, pausing only to sip his cocoa. Near the fire, a swordswoman sleeps, a half-eaten bun in her hand, her blade resting against her knee. They don't speak much here. Heroes rarely do. They've come from different worlds, but every one of them stumbled here the same way, bone-tired and longing for a quiet place to land. You choose a seat beside the shelf of memory buns. The chair welcomes you like an old friend, quiet, sturdy, familiar. The bakery is still, not silent, but soft, a quiet that asks nothing of you, only that you exist. The baker walks towards you without a word. Carrying a small plate, she places a bun in front of you, still warm. You pick it up gently, and as you bite into it, something happens. It tastes like a dream you once had, the one you could never quite remember upon waking, but always woke from smiling. You close your eyes. Each bite crumbles gently, like warm paper-thin clouds dissolving in your mouth. Its sweetness not loud, but familiar. The kind of sweet that reminds you of something you lost, or something you almost had. You breathe in slowly, the scent of butter, vanilla, and the softest memory. There's peace in the quiet chewing. There's comfort in how no one rushes you to speak. You aren't sure why you came tonight. You never really are. But you've been tired, tired in a way that sleep never quite fixes. As your shoulders drop, as your breath softens, you realize you were carrying too much. Even heroes need a break. Even those who carry others need carrying too. You let yourself simply be. No lists, no weight, no need to prove anything. Your teacup is still warm beside you. You wrap your hands around it, the warmth traveling up through your arms into your chest, slowly unwinding you. The baker returns. This time, she doesn't bring anything in her hands, only a slip of folded paper. She places it beside your cup without a word. You open it, and it simply reads, "Rest is not retreat. Rest is remembering who you are." You read it once, twice, and again. You trace the words with your fingertips like they might disappear. And maybe they will. Maybe all of this will vanish when morning comes. But for now, you let the message soak in. This rest, it isn't weakness. It's grace. It's permission. It's in the quiet spaces that we remember how to begin again. You trace the words with your eyes, letting them settle into the quiet. And then, softly from across the room, a voice begins to speak. Not to you, exactly, but not entirely away from you either. From behind, you hear a soft, older voice, like worn leather and candle smoke. "I saved a kingdom once, and still, it was the soup here that made me feel human again." You glance toward the far end of the counter. An old knight sits hunched over a steaming bowl, his armor tucked away in a dusty bag. He eats slowly, gratefully, like each spoonful repairs something he never thought could heal. Near the window, a younger voice speaks, raspy and quiet, like someone who shouted for far too long. "I run and fight and shout, but here, I just breathe, and that's enough." That voice comes from a girl resting by the window, her head leaning against the glass, her fingers curled around a cup of cocoa with half-melted marshmallows. Her eyes are closed, but there's peace behind them, the kind that only finds you when no one's watching. Off to the left, a tender voice, soft as gauze, warm as chamomile. "I used to think rest was weakness, but then the baker taught me how to cry and bake and laugh again." The baker passes her a dish towel, no questions asked. The woman dabs at her cheeks, smiles, and bites into a small almond cookie. You get the sense she hasn't laughed in years, but tonight, she might. All around you, soft voices trade fragments of stories like passing warm bread down a table. No one speaks for long. No one needs to. Just enough to say, "I was here, I mattered, and I was allowed to rest." The words settle around you like fresh flour in the air, soft, invisible, unforgettable. And just as the last syllable fades, you hear it, a soft chime, like a clock reminding you, dreams don't last forever. The bell chimes softly, A gentle wind stirs the curtains. The bakery begins to blur at the edges, like mist curling back into the moonlight. The baker steps towards you, her apron dusted in flour, her presence warm as ever. She doesn't say much, just presses something into your palm. A small, fresh roll, still warm from the oven. For the road, she says, in case tomorrow is hard. You hold it gently. You don't want to let go, but somehow you're ready now. You step outside. The door swings shut behind you with a soft click. Above, the stars greet you like old friends, no longer distant, but watching, present. And though the bakery is gone, the warmth remains in your hands. You walk on, the night wrapping softly around you like a blanket freshly pulled out of the dryer. The dream is fading. You can feel it, not slipping away, just dissolving gently, like sugar in tea. A kind of softness, a knowing that there's a place where even heroes get to rest, where your name doesn't matter, where your story is safe, and your tiredness is honored. And if ever the world becomes too loud again, you'll find it waiting, right where dreams go to rest, somewhere just beyond the night. Thank you for joining me here under the moonlight. If your eyes are still open, I hope your heart feels a little quieter. And if you're already dreaming, may your rest be soft and your spirit be at ease. Until the next whisper, subscribe, and I'll be waiting for you beneath the moonlight. Sweet dreams.